Hi, you're listening to Behind the Bib podcast with Lisa Watkins. Real talk for every runner. And welcome back to another episode of Behind the Bib. Greetings and salutations, everyone. I am your host, Lisa Watkins, and today I have got a super exciting episode for you. If you are interested in joining a run club here in Huntsville, I have talked to the pub run downtown. It's hosted by Jeff and Jerry Plain, and today I'm going to be talking to David Whitehead. He is the leader of the Rocket City Runners, and I joined their club for a run recently, and I plan on joining them again. And I sat down and talked to David about the run club, like why they started it, how often they meet, and essentially what their mission is. So if you're interested in picking up a new run club or maybe just trying it out, stay tuned, listen up. Or if you're already a runner here in Huntsville and you just like to switch it up, you might learn something and learn about a new run club that you might want to join. So buckle up, folks, and listen to the next episode of Behind the Bib, the podcast for every pace, every runner, and every story. We'll see y'all on the other side. All right. Hey, David, welcome to Behind the Bib. Yay. Hey, of course, of course. So, I joined your run group. It's been a few weeks now because we were actually supposed to record a couple of weeks ago. And then I think you've got a big month coming up, and then we rescheduled and it's like, let's get this out a little bit more in conjunction with your big month coming up in June. So we didn't talk a few weeks ago, but now we're talking, and I'm so glad you could come on here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. One of the things that I loved about your run group, so first I showed up kind of at the wrong place and I made some friends hanging out there, and thankfully there was a gentleman out there that was like, had enough initiative to say, I'm gonna walk down here and I'm gonna see if there's anybody down here. And
Yeah.
it turns out, as we were walking under the bridge, the whole run club starts coming up towards us, and I was like, that's where they're at. They're on the other side of the bridge. So he found you for us. But one of the things that I loved about your run club is that you get out there and you get the whole group together and you do like a warm up. And then at the very end, you also do a cool down with the whole group.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I know personally as a runner, I don't do either of those two things very well. Okay, so tell me a little bit about Rocket City Runners and how long you've been going and kind of what your mission is and where y'all are at and stuff like that.
Well, Rocket City Runners, we started back in June of 2024, and we started with roughly 5 to 10 members, and now each run we probably bring out 40 to 50 runs.
Mhm.
And we're a local run club in Huntsville, and well, we try to demonstrate that we're a community. We're a community run club. So anybody's welcome, no matter the level, no matter how
Mhm.
fast, no matter how slow you are, no matter if you're a runner, if you're a walker. So we're,
Mhm.
we're really a run club for any and everybody.
Mhm.
And that's who Rocket City Runners are.
I loved that. When I showed up, I was like, so I'm a self-professed, like I run intervals, so I walk, but I have a little confession. So one thing I like that what you did is you ran the opposite way.
Yeah.
So like when we were out there at Apollo Park, so you ran the opposite way. But I am like a die-hard interval runners, and I've got a little timer thing that says run, and then it says walk, and then it says run, then it says walk, and that's what I do. But if it had told me to walk and I saw you coming, I was like, now is not the time to
Yeah.
walk.
Yes.
I'll walk on the next iteration. And so you would pass me, and I'd be like, okay, I can walk now.
It's funny because a lot of people they come out there and like, yeah, I'm gonna just walk today, and then they see me and they get a little
Mhm.
trot on.
I'll run a little bit. I might run a little bit.
Yeah.
It was, and it was so like it was so uplifting how y'all finished. And I know I'm already skipping to the end. How y'all finished. It was great because you talked about community
Mhm.
and building community through the run club, and you can tell that you're doing that. So you said that you started 5 to 10 runners, and there was, I don't know if you have the little counter,
Yeah.
Jazz, like when I was there, but there's at least 50 people when I was there. And then the whole like you had one of your members lead the stretching at
Mhm.
the end, and then y'all like clap it out and everything, and everybody
Yes,
comes
ma'am.
in. I mean, that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really liked, the sense of community that you're starting to build. So
Yes,
you
ma'am.
started last June, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you do like 3 runs a week, is that
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Roughly 3 runs a week.
Did you start with 3 runs a week?
Yes. So we started, it was on a regular, it was probably Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. But now we have more members, more team members. So we roughly go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Sometimes we'll have loaded weeks where we'll have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. So we roughly go loaded, and then we go 2 runs a week to kind of unload. So
Really?
yeah.
So, do you do that in conjunction with any kind of training or any kind of race or anything like that?
Um, so we go based off our races or just kind of feel the group out.
Hmm.
I know everybody has a busy schedule with kids and everything. The summer is actually our peak months, so we'll have a
Uh,
lot of loaded weeks, and it's also based off my team members because
mhm.
we all have jobs and kids. We have a lot going on, so we
Yeah.
kind of schedule who's available and who can be here and there, and we just plug them in, and
Mhm.
we go, and we set our schedule based off that as well.
So it's not you keep saying team members. So do you have a group of
Yes,
team leaders? Like I noticed the one gentleman who was leading the like stretch session
yes,
at
man.
the end of it. So he must be one as well.
Yes, man. He's one. Myself, we have roughly 8 run leads, and then we have our social media people, and then we have our community outreach people. So it's roughly 12 of us in total.
Oh, wow, really?
So we started off with 6, and then it kind of got too big for me and my 6, so we needed to
Uh-huh.
expand. And and I wanted to expand because I always wanted to be able to have more to offer for the community. And when
Yeah.
you go from 6 to 12, I
Hmm.
may have a week or a month where hey, I'm busy at work or I have a
Hmm.
lot going on, or
Hmm.
3 others may have something going on. I
Hmm.
wanted to keep going just in case. Hey,
Yeah.
us 3, we have to be out of town or we have something going on this week, and the ball is still rolling either way.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And so so the 6 that you started with,
Yes, ma'am.
did y'all know each other before, or did you just get to know each other through the runs? Were you already runners together and just decided to do? Okay, let me back up.
Okay.
So let's get there. But first, how did Rocket City Runners start? Like, were you sitting on the couch one day? Probably not sitting on the couch. Let me rephrase that. Were you at the gym one day and you were like, running with my buddies or whatever? How did Rocket City Runners start?
So it's a funny story. So I've always been a runner. I in college I went to college for football and track. So I always used to run for work and for just growing up.
Uh-huh.
And every time I would go to like Creekwood or Big Spring Park, I would see other runners.
Hmm.
And my wife and my friend, they was like, you should start a run club here in Huntsville. We have a
Hmm.
lot of good runners. And I'm like, hey, I'll give it a shot. And
Hmm.
then so I picked a day and I'm like, hey, going to try to start this run club. And
Hmm.
I think it was like five or 10 of us out there,
Uh-huh.
and it actually rained. And so so I was like, kind of put a damper on me. And I was like, my friend, I have great friends because they would like just come out Sunday or the next day and let's try it again. So I did it,
Yeah.
and a couple more people came out and it just kept on growing. So I actually just started with just talking to a couple of friends that also run.
Uh-huh.
Also, my wife, she was like, "Hey, your whole motto is fitness, whether it's running, lifting," and she
Hmm.
just put the bug in my ear. And as I kept going, and I pray about it and talking to God about it, he was just like, "This is a good way to build a
Hmm.
community, but also." show what a community is in the long
Mhm.
run. So
And I feel like when you're in line with what is supposed to be happening, it's easy. You
yes,
grow, you're not struggling. It's not like a it's not hard. Things like you grow in a year from 6 to 12 team leads. You grow from 6 people showing up for the runs to 50 people regularly showing up for the runs. So, so you said that you had 6 team leads. Is that what you call them? Team
yes,
lead?
ma'am. Yes,
Okay, so
ma'am.
you have 6 team leads, and so did you start with those six, and or did they kind of like how did it go from you to the 6 to the 12?
So at first it was just me, and I was like, I as it continued to grow, I was like, I'm the type of person where I don't mind asking for help.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed I was like, man, I'm working a full job, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, it's gonna be impossible to keep it going consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So um, my first friend, her name is Nay. She's
Uh-huh.
good with, she knows a lot of people in the community. And so just talking with her, and then she knows people. And I just started to notice more people in the run. And one thing I can say, I have an eye for talent, whether it's running or social media or anything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, how I started from just me to 6 to 12 is I pay attention to people at my run, and I
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to small things that they're good with. Like, hey, you're a good people person. You know, you're
Oh.
a good runner. You're
Mm-hmm.
very good. Like, people gravitate towards you because of your energy. You're
Uh-huh.
very positive.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you're going through, you come out here and you show positivity, and people
Mm-hmm.
feed off positivity because there's so much negativity in the world. So
Oh.
I kind of have an eye for talent.
Mm-hmm.
So I just pay attention, and then I would talk to people or inbox them like, hey, you mind doing this? You mind being a part of my team? And it just
Mm-hmm.
continued to grow and grow and grow. So
Yeah.
that's how I find my other team leads.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So you host runs 3 times a week, which
Yes, ma'am.
is like that's no wonder you need the team leads
Yeah,
because like the other run clubs, for the most part, it's just one run a week, right?
yeah,
Like pub run is on Wednesday evenings.
yeah.
And then, folks like the haters have their trail runs and once I think they just go out once a week in the mornings. I haven't talked to them yet, but I've heard of them. But you do 3 a week.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you do like is it the same location each time or how do you pick your locations to go?
So we like to change it up because my main objective is longevity. Um,
Oh.
and so I like to switch it up myself because running at the same place multiple times, consistently, it'll get boring. Let's be honest. So
It
we
is.
try
It's
to
like the
throw,
treadmill.
yeah, yes, yes. And
Treadmill.
to have longevity, you have to keep people in tune. So we like
Mhm.
to switch it up, and some of the things we take into consideration is parking, of course, safety, um, just a good trail for
Mhm.
kids and adults and people that need flat
Mhm.
ground.
Mhm.
Um, and we throw in themes and things like that just to keep it different. Um,
Mhm.
and I like I said myself, I like switching it up. My team members, that's another reason why I have team members. Like,
Mhm.
I may have a team member that's loud and really loud,
Mhm.
energetic. I may have a team lead that's very calm and smooth. I might have a
Mhm.
guy or I might have a woman. So I
Mhm.
like to switch it up in every kind of way. And I
Mhm.
think that's what bring people in. That's what continue
Yeah.
to help us bring that longevity in the run club.
So you talked about one of the events that I've seen that you've hosted, you talked about a camo day.
Yes, ma'am.
So what kinds of themes do you do?
So my favorite one is we call it Blackout the Creek. So
Say
everybody
that again.
Blackout the Creek,
Blackout decree.
Blackout the Creek.
All right. So
Yeah.
you do it just in the winter because that's hot.
We do it and we do it in the heat as well. But
Do you? Okay.
yeah, so that's my favorite one. And then we have a college day. We may
Oh,
have
really?
NBA team day, your favorite NBA team.
Uh-huh.
Um
What's your
any
favorite NBA team?
Celtics.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Boston guy.
yeah. I like Celtics.
All
I'm from
right.
Georgia, so
Okay. All right. All right. Sorry, I derailed you. Okay, so your favorite NBA team.
yes, man. Boston Celtics.
All right. And then and then you have the camo day, and then do you do anything for holidays or anything like
Yeah.
that?
So we funny thing, last year we did a costume run on Halloween.
Ooh.
Mother's Day we did a all pink run.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Mental Health Day. We have a theme for mental health. One of my other favorite is we have a theme when we do Sunday runs. It's called Soulful Sunday,
Oh,
where you write on a poster or anything you might want to your favorite scripture, and when you come to the run club, you read it and we share it with each other. And I like to call that Soulful Sunday. So that's one of my other favorite theme runs that we have.
that's beautiful. Where do you do Soulful Sundays at?
It varies, but most of the ones we done, I think we only done one or two of them, and it's been at Creekwood.
Creekwood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how far do you typically run, or do you do time-based?
So we switched that up too. So sometimes we'll do 2 or 4 mile options, and then
Hmm.
we'll run for 45 minutes or 40 or 50 minutes, or
Hmm.
we'll run from dead end to back wherever we may be. So I kind of switched that up as well.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I love that you ran the opposite direction of I just haven't seen that. Like we were at Apollo and we were running one direction, all of your runners were, and then you were running the opposite direction and you were the best hype man ever because you're coming through and you're like, so I don't know how you were doing both of these things or all of these things, but you were taking video, you were taking pictures, and you were cheering on the rest of the runners too. So you're running around, giving high fives, doing all the, doing all the things and really encouraging people. And that makes a huge, running is hard.
Yes, yes,
Like
yes.
it never gets easier. What is it that we like to say? It never gets easier. You just get stronger,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
not just with running, but with life. Like I think it applies to everything. It never gets easier. You just get stronger.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree. And one of the reasons I do that is because you have a lot of people, especially newer runners, that are kind of
Mm-hmm.
discouraged. And so, you know, one of my mottos is the hardest part is showing up. So
Mm-hmm.
once you show up, that's all you have to worry about. And we're like a big family. So once you get out there, we'll take care of you. And so
Yeah.
that's why I go the opposite direction because I don't want anybody out there to feel alone and we're not going to leave anybody.
I love that. I'm not a fast runner. I never have been. I'll never stand on a podium. In at least long distance, maybe shorter distance was a different story in high school, but I'm not in high school anymore. I am not a fast runner. I never will be a fast runner, but I love to do it, right? And I have been dropped on runs before. I've joined group runs, and I'm not going to say that, like which ones before, but I've joined them, and I've been in the woods by myself before, and
Yeah.
been like, yeah, I hope I get back. I mean, I'm pretty good with trails and know how to read them and stuff, but yeah, I've been dropped, and it's my big thing is that it's so discouraging. Are you going to come back? I don't think you're
Yeah.
going to come back, right? Like you show up, it's intimidating enough as it is. So, like to show up, it takes a tremendous amount of courage. And you actually did a really good job about that. How do you make the Rocket City runners? How do you make it encouraging and less intimidating for people to come and show up? Because you did a good job.
Well, just not me. I kind of spread it to my team as well as, hey, they may see me a lot coming the opposite direction, but I have at least 8 to 12 of the members out there. Hey, you got this, or and it ranges from. I don't pick my team based off of speed. I pick my team based off of character. So I may
Say
have.
that again.
I
Say that again. Say it again.
I
Say it
don't
again.
pick my team based off of speed. I picked it based off of character.
There you
So
go.
I may have somebody in my team that runs a 6 to 7 minute mile pace,
Hmm.
and I may
Hmm.
have somebody that run a 15 one day. At the
Hmm.
end of the day, it's they find my team. They understands and they found out very fast that hey, it's kind of hard running, encouraging,
Hmm.
lifting up, going back and encouraging some more, and just making sure
Hmm.
nobody's left, and just keep on pushing them to
Uh-huh.
finish. Because that's our motto: we run, we finish. So
Yeah.
that's one of the main reasons why I think a lot of people do feel that homey vibe when they come out
Mhm.
there. Because it's not just me; my team members know, hey, we got to go back. We got to go encourage. I don't care if you ran 5 to 6 miles today at a 7 minute pace. We got to go help. We got to go. We got to go encourage everybody else.
Time to help.
Yep.
Yeah, it's time to lift the others up.
Yes, ma'am.
Golly, Bum, that's incredible. I love that. And I got that from your spirit like immediately. So it's at the end and you're encouraging people and I absolutely loved that. You talked about, so this is the whole reason why we didn't record a few weeks ago.
Mm.
You have some stuff coming up in June,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So what's the June events about?
So June is our birthday month, and
Oh,
June 8th will be 1 years old. And I have to say, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, but it's
uh-huh,
been fun.
uh-huh.
So next month, we're not only a run club, we are a workout club, we are a hiking club, we are a walking club, we are everything. So next month we'll have some events like adult field day, adult track meet.
What? Hold up. Let's talk about field day now. Okay. All right. You got me at field day.
Yeah.
And what's going on with adult field day? Like what kind of activities? Because that was my favorite day of the whole entire year. What is adult field day?
So I can't give all the details,
Oh,
but I'll
oh,
give
you
you
have
a
to tease
few.
it. Just
I'll
tease
give
it a
you a
little bit.
few.
Okay,
Adult
tease.
adult field day is basically field day when you was a kid, but the
Uh-huh.
adult versions. So it'll be bigger sandbags, a bigger tug of war rope, and so all the events you can think of as a kid, we're bringing it to the adults as well. Because the whole motto is, yeah, we're a run club, but we also want you to just get up and move. It's summertime,
Mm-hmm.
steps in, just move around. Because yeah, we're older, but we still have to move as well. We have to be healthy for our kids and our parents also. So
True statement.
yeah. So
I
that's how
don't
you
know if
mix
you
it.
have aging parents, but that's no joke. You got kids on one side and the sandwich parents on the other, and you have to be able to do the things,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So, where is adult field? Can you tell us where adult field day is going to be? Do you know
So
yet?
we don't have the location yet, but we're
Okay.
working on it. We're working on it,
Okay.
and yeah, details will come out very soon.
All right. All right. I'm sorry. You got like I got derailed as soon as you said adult field day. Okay, so the rest of the events in June. June is your birthday month.
Mhm.
You'll be 1 year old. I cannot believe how much growth you have seen in 1 year.
Yeah.
So I heard you say adult field day, and tell us what else is going on.
We have an adult track meet day, and
Ooh.
we had it last year, and it was so much fun. So this year we're gonna have it. We're gonna have more relays, and the way we set it up is we'll come out, stretch a course because we're getting
Mhm.
old. We don't need anybody getting hurt.
A little dynamic warm up going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, break the sweat, and then after that we'll run a mile. Everybody will run a mile. It's part
Okay.
of your warm up, and
Hmm.
after that we'll break into our relays. We'll start running relays, and the whole objective is to have some competition.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how fast or how slow you are. You may be on a team with 25 fast people and it's
Uh-huh.
two slow people, or you might have a team where it's 25 slow people and it's two fast people. The
Uh-huh.
whole point is compete and have fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So we ran it last year and it was I just threw it in the wind to see how it was, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of
Was
fun.
it?
Yeah.
It sounds like it. Your eyes are like lighting up when you talk about it. So it had to have been. It had to have been. So is that like what do you do? The 100, the 200, the 4x100, 400s? Like what's the lineup for track meet day?
So last year we did continuous 4x100. I mean 4x400. And
Oh,
everybody
okay.
has a baton, yeah. So everybody has a
Oof.
baton, and you run your lap, and you hand it off, and you run your lap, and you hand it off. But this year, we're going to try to incorporate 4x400 and the 4x200 and the 4x300.
Oh, 300. I've never done 300. I don't think that was it. I'm too old for that to have even been an event
Yeah.
at the meet. All right. So you got the field day and you've got track day coming up. And what else is coming up?
That's all I can give right now. I can't. That's
Oh,
all I can give
okay.
right now. We
Okay.
will have a couple like outings as well because we go out and we may bowl or top golf. Like we go out as a group as well. So we'll have some outings as well.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
I can
But
give right
okay. Oh man, you're killing me with the
now.
teasing. All right. Well, I guess folks are just going to have to show up to Rocket City Runners to find out
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
more about the events that they have coming up. I know I haven't been to a track meet since well, yeah, since I was in high school, and I don't even want to talk about the year that I graduated. So it's been a minute.
Really?
It's been a minute. Okay, so you meet 3 times a week, right?
Mhm. Yes,
And you
ma'am.
said Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays?
Yes, ma'am.
And every now and then you've got a Sunday or a load week when you might do more runs
Yeah.
and the Soulful Sunday runs.
Mhm.
And so how can folks like do you post the runs on Facebook or for my generation or Instagram for the other people?
Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
how do you
So
get the word out about your runs?
yes, ma'am. So we have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We have all
Oh,
social medias, and you can
okay.
follow us on all social medias at Rocket City Runners. And any
Okay.
social media you can think of, we're pretty much on there.
Okay. Rocket City Runners.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to go through and I already follow you on Facebook and Instagram because that's actually how I heard about you.
Okay.
Was like I can't remember if I saw your reels or something. I was like, dang, that group looks like they have fun. And because that's like you're not going to do it if you don't have fun.
Right.
You're not gonna just go to the slog fest and continue doing it
Yeah.
consistently. And that's where the magic is you got to show up consistently. And if it's not even fun, I mean, I don't want to speak for other people. I will speak for myself and say, if it's not any fun, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Not consistently,
Yeah.
right? And you did have fun, and it looked like a great group. So
Mhm.
that's how you got me to show up. So one of the things that I like to ask everybody on the show before we get off, and this is actually my favorite part of the whole thing,
Mhm.
is do you have one piece of advice for people that might feel intimidated, that are looking for a new group, or that just need some encouragement, and it doesn't even have to be about running. Dang, it can be about life.
Mhm.
I don't care, but it's my favorite part about talking with people.
Yeah.
So, David, do you have one piece of advice for folks out there this afternoon?
Um, I will say one of my favorite quotes is old age is determined by like your activity level. It's not by age.
Oh.
And
Mm-hmm.
so, and how do you stay active and stay young? You
Mm-hmm.
get up and you move. You have to move
Yeah.
your body. You have to move
Yeah.
your body. You have to pay attention to what you eat. So I
Yeah.
would say to the people that's maybe a little discouraged is
Yeah.
give yourself a chance. Give yourself
No.
a chance. And the hardest part is showing up. And
Mm-hmm.
once you show up, whether that's with Rocket City Runners or a pub run
Mm-hmm.
or the Ruckers or the gym, the
Mm-hmm.
hardest part is showing up. And once you
Absolutely.
show up, you're here now. So you,
You might as well.
you might as well. I tell everybody, hey, the hardest part is showing up because it is. I have
Mm-hmm.
days where I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to get out of my bed, but
Mm-hmm.
I know I have to. Not only for me, it's always bigger than me and always bigger than us. I have to get up because my future family or my wife or my nephews or my run club or my team members. I have to keep showing up, not just for me, but for them as well. So not don't only show up just for yourself, but also
Yeah.
show up for your people, for the people around you.
I agree. I agree. One of the I when I talk to people, it's really interesting because and I like to say we start running for one reason, but we keep running for an entirely different reason altogether, right? We
Yes,
might
ma'am.
start to lose weight or get ready for an event or just because we want to, we want to challenge ourselves and but we keep running for a completely different reason.
Mhm.
And I do think that one of those reasons is you find your tribe.
Yep.
Like you find your people. and you show up for those people. And I know me and my run buddies, there are days when I'm like, it's really cold, and
Yeah.
I get whiny, and it's raining, and then But luckily enough, we don't often do that on the same day, though.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you have a group of people that you're like, I don't. There's all these reasons and hurdles for why you don't want to show up, right? But you've got these people that you show up for, even when we can't show up for ourselves. And they do the same thing.
Yeah.
Is they may not want to show up for themselves, but they will show up for you, and those
Mhm.
are your people, right?
Yeah. Community is so important, especially as we get older, more mature. We realize that community is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree wholeheartedly. It is that community that it just makes it all, as you said it perfectly, as we get older. I don't think you realize it as much when you're younger because you're kind
Mhm.
of invincible. But man, life is hard.
Yes. Yes.
It's you know, it just gets hard. It is hard. It's just like running. You don't get it. It doesn't get easier. You just get stronger, and part of that is the community
Yes,
that
ma'am.
you're building. And let me tell you, you are building a great community with Rocket City Runners. You truly are. I went out there, and those folks, you can tell that there's a bond there. There's something special in the air from the walkers that were at the back. Well, it's not at the back of the back because we were going in a circle. From the walkers to the folks that were showing up with kids,
Mhm.
to the young folks, to the old folks, to the everywhere in between. You had all kinds. And so you're doing a great job
Thank you.
celebrating and building that community. And so I wanted to give you kudos for that because
Thank
it's a
you so much.
true asset to our community. It
Yes,
really
ma'am.
is. Yeah. All right. So before we wrap up, I want you to tell people how to find, I know we mentioned it a little bit earlier, how to find Rocket City Runners, how to find information about your upcoming events in June, and where your next couple of runs are going to be.
So, like I said earlier, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any social media. We are on there at Rocket City Runners.
Mhm.
Um, we post our schedule every Sunday. We moved it to
Okay.
Sunday
Mhm.
because the local run clubs they put together a newsletter that they send out to everybody email that signed
Mhm.
up. So
Yeah.
we send it out every Sunday, and all you have to do is turn a notification on any of our social medias and
Mhm.
just show up to a run. You don't have to pay anything. I like to tell my team it's free 99, so you can you can show you can show up and have fun. You can bring your kids, your dogs, your birds. We don't care. We just
You birds.
we just want you to show up. And this week we are in two new locations.
Oh, cool.
So Thursday we will meet at Palmer Park, and we just basically start on the other end of Bradford Creek.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah, I
And then
gotcha.
Saturday we will be at Stovehouse. So we will start at Stovehouse, run
Mhm.
our route, and then we will end back at Stovehouse. And routes are given out at the beginning of the run, so
Okay.
you'll know route by route where you need to go.
Okay. Yeah, I have trouble. I am directionally challenged. Do you do the little pieces of paper?
Yes, man.
Okay, so I have learned a trick for me because I cannot keep up with the streets. So
Yeah.
every street I turn, I fold the paper a little bit more. I fold it down and down and down and down so I can keep up with the streets
Mm.
as I'm running down the road because otherwise I'm lost. I don't know what it is. When God was creating with the things, he was like, she don't need that. She's going to have other people do
Yeah.
that. So
I'm
I've
good about
found
it.
that if I fold that little piece of paper down over and over and over and over, I can stay on track with the route.
Yes,
So,
man.
all right. Well, David, it has been positively delightful talking to you this afternoon. Not just about your run group, but just about another member of the community. You're obviously very passionate about this. You're passionate about building the community, about building the run club, and the goodness that this can be in people's lives,
Mhm.
right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
thank you for doing those things. And I will link all of your socials down below in the
Okay.
show notes. So
Thank
if folks want to go out and follow you straight from the show notes, or if you're not listening in a location where you can do that, just you said TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, Rocket City Runners, and they can find the upcoming runs.
you. Yes, ma'am. That's
All
where you
right.
can find us at.
Awesome. It has been truly delightful, David. Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much for
having
being on
us.
Behind the Bib.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. We will see you next time.
All right. Y'all have a good day.
All right. Take care. All right. Was that not a great conversation with David Whitehead? David, once again, thank you so much for coming on Behind the Bib. You are doing a fantastic and amazing job building community with Rocket City Runners. You guys all go check out Rocket City Runners on Facebook and Rocket City Runners on TikTok and Rocket City Runners on Instagram for their upcoming runs. You heard David describe that they're going to be at Palmer Park on Thursday, and then on Saturday they're going to be at Stove House. So be sure to go out, give them a like, give them a follow, do all of the social things, because we can't build community by ourselves. All right, up next, let's get into talking about the upcoming races here in Huntsville and our surrounding area. On May 31st, we have the Park Run preview. They just heads up, they are not advertising this preview because the Park Run launches on June the 14th. This is just an opportunity to go out there and run the route in advance of the actual Park Run. So that is May 31st. If you're wanting more information on that, you can reach out on Facebook. And coming up on June the 4th, we have the Big Run 5K. That is the Huntsville version. I think that's going to be going on at John Hunt Park. And there's another version of that that's going to be going on in Madison. That's on June the 7th. The Big Run 5K in Madison. That's going on in conjunction with the Heel and Crank Duathlon on June the 7th as well. And I'm going to have to send Matt my apologies across the airwaves this afternoon, because I told him that I could totally do that duathlon if I just had somebody to ride the bike. Well, it turns out I already have a race on June the 7th, and that's the Rainsville Freedom Run. Speaking of which, if you want to do the Rainsville Freedom Run, the link to register will be below, and they take registrations, I believe, all the way up until race morning. Hey, here's a teaser for you. I'm going to be talking to that race director who seems to be a hoot and a half coming up on the next episode, so you're not going to want to miss that. All right, let's get back to the upcoming races. Also on June the 7th, there's the Eurocross 5K and 8K that is put on by Huntsville Track Club. And it's one of their races. You can go out to their website to find out more information or click the link in the show notes below. Coming up on June 21st, the Cookie Fix Cookie Crusher Huntsville 5K and Kids 200-Yard Dash. That's put on by the Alabama Race Series. I think it's the first time that they've brought this to Huntsville, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Also on June 21st, if trails are more your jam, another Huntsville Track Club race is being put on. That's the Alabama A&M Trail Race. It's free to Huntsville Track Club members, or just $10 for now. And rounding out June, on June 28th, is the Pesky Piranha Youth Triathlon. So if you've got itty-bitties that are wanting to get into multi-sport, here is one great opportunity for that. All right, folks. We will see y'all next time on Behind the Bib. Thank you so much for supporting me on here. Go out and check out Behind the Bib podcast on Instagram, Behind the Bib on Facebook, Behind the Bib podcast on YouTube, where you can see this crazy mug on a video if you so desire. Thank you guys for being here. Let's keep showing up for each other, whether you're first, you're last, or somewhere in between. I'll see y'all next time we're Behind the Bib. Take care. Bye-bye. You've been listening to Behind the Bib, where we have real talk for every runner.